All right, figured I'd do a bit of an overview on what spare parts I carry. Obviously, do a fair bit of remote travel, and if you can't get yourself out of trouble, then you're going to find yourself in trouble. So, I've carried these spares around for probably the last 4 years at least, since getting more into forward driving. And one time, I'm really glad I had the parts that I had on hand. So when I did the Running Waters trip through Marble Bar to Caroline, I threw a serpentine belt, and one of the pulleys had seized and obviously tore or threw the belt then. So if I didn't have those spare parts, I would have been unable to get back to Port Edmund. So yeah, definitely glad I had those parts when I did. So talking of which, I carry a serpentine belt and all the pulleys that go along with that. So there's the pulleys and the diagram that goes along with it, because I've got the Starlink now, but if you don't know which pulley goes where, then obviously there's no point having it. So yeah, carry all the pulleys and serpentine belt and a diagram to know where everything goes. Wheel bearing kit and bearing grease, obviously for obvious reasons why you need to carry them. I've got two fuel filters. So the Colorado takes two fuel filters. So if you get a bad batch of fuel, you can change them out. I carry a spare Aisin freewheeling hub. Fortunately, these haven't broken, but when I ran the Hulks, they did break on me and I had to change them out on the tracks. So spare freewheeling hub. I've got a 5/8 hose joiner. So when I did my heater core, you can bypass the heater and obviously keep that coolant circulating. So I now carry a 5/8 hose so that I can bypass the heater core if need be. I've got the metal putty, so if something cracks, you can putty it up and try and limp yourself back to safety. Tie rod ends, so 2 tie rod ends. If you're going to break something in the steering, on the steering rack, it's probably going to be a tie rod end. I don't. Also carry the tie rod itself, so if I do bend or snap something, I might be able to fix it. Next up, wheel studs and wheel nuts. Quite often you'll see someone breaking wheel studs from overtensioning or whatever reason, but yeah, if you carry them, you can replace them and get yourself out of trouble. So I carry wheel nuts and wheel studs. Front and rear, they are different on the Colorados. So yeah, that's another. Oh, this is plastic tank repair. So I've got a Poly ARB long range fuel tank. If that was to crack or get damaged, I've got plastic putty to repair that. Then a heap of stainless steel zip ties, plastic zip ties, and as well as that, I've got hose clamps. Never know when you're going to need a hose clamp for whatever reason. I've also got a box of assorted nuts and bolts. You never know, a bolt rattles loose. So when I was on the Gib, the bash plate bolt on the front bash plate came out, and I was able to replace that with one of the bolts that I had in my bag of bolts. Goes without saying, if you're going to carry spare parts, you need to carry some sort of tools. So I've just got it started off as a King's four-wheel drive toolkit, and I've just added and taken away to that over time. replaced some tools, added different tools, taken out what I wasn't using. So that's that just lives in the car full time now. But I think that's about it. The only other thing I might look at adding to this is some heater hose, because yeah, obviously if you rub through on one of your coolant hoses, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But I think I've actually got some at home. It's just an awkward size and shape to pack, but yeah, probably need to look at squeezing that in. One other thing I forgot to mention was a bottle jack. So I just carry a 4-ton bottle jack. There's quite a few companies that make the like off-road jacks, but too big and too heavy for me to carry around. I probably need to look at losing some weight out of this car, if anything. But yeah, obviously if you can't change a tire, you can't change a tire without some sort of jack. So yeah, definitely carry a bottle jack. But anyway, if there's something else that's on your spare parts list that I don't have, leave a comment down below. But I think that'll do it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Good video. I like it.